Okay, great. Thank you. It's great to be here, because it's been a long time and quite an amazing journey to get to this stage. And this is the top bit of Gold Uni. This is our logo. Nobody's seen it yet. That we can only see Central and Black Country Touring, or even Arts Council for that matter. I'm going to take you through what's been our journey and just really flag up some of the sort of challenges that have come across, particularly in terms of the unexpected and also the great opportunity. And I'm going to start by telling you about some of these people. This project doesn't happen just because of me. It happened because of a lot of people who have given their time, their energy, their commitment. Future Gov have also come in because they had Access City, which was all about transport. So I'll explain how it all connects in a sec. And they also, Dominic Campbell, who some of you might know on Twitter, also co-found Enabled by Design. So they've come in as a new partner. If I hadn't met them on Twitter, I wouldn't have known about them. And as you can see, the Black Country Tour has been really instrumental with Alan McLean helping to really bring together the audience research, and Audience Central helping with the search. I'm going to start in at the top. This was my solution. I got recommended a really great user experience consultant, who then brought in a UX developer, a branding consultant and a technical consultant to then help me cost up the whole project. So the workshop might have given me £55,000 worth of support, but I think the whole end product's going to be a lot better and more flexible. Think about it like a bit of a bendy wall that moves and rolls and changes shape. So that's what the whole thing around Gold Uni is going to be about. These are images from our user consultant workshops. We worked with over 2 days, about nearly 30 people, and overall 35 disabled people. And it was brilliant. At one point we had 9 deaf people in the room telling us about what it was like, how they kept missing the boat, in terms of finding out about subtitle films, going to the theatre. Got told about how it was really crap going to one place because you have to go through a dark alley. Got told how you go to book online and you can't book because the wheelchair spaces are reserved, because you have to phone them up to book them. So you want to do something like go out for a night out, there's serious planning involved, and this lovely bunch of people really give us their time. We're giving them something back because we're giving them complimentary tickets to go to a theatre of their choice or an event, and in return they tell us how it went. So one woman went down to London and told us how the guy who helped her outside to get a cab just stood next to her while she had to try and hail the cab. Well, sort of missed the point really. So there's little things that really make a big difference to really putting this project together, and it really is from a, to forget the terminology right, service. It's a real focus on the audience and the customers. And yeah, right. I'm going to just really flag up the power of the internet. Last weekend, Dee Burkett's a Guardian journalist, and she tweeted that her daughter got refused entry to private galleries because she was in a wheelchair, told she took up too much room. That resulted in over 876 mentions in the course of a week to private galleries and to their owner. And a lot of it was very negative and really quite striking. Oops. And the big thing that came out about it, that is worth about over 18,000 people saw those tweets as a result. So the power of what's online is really, really crucial, and it can be really, really quite a force to be reckoned with. I'm going to take you to, if I can get out of this and go on to the imaging bit. This is what we're going, this is what, oops. See this right? If you look at the Birmingham Hippodrome, this is what it will be. You might not know, but access information can be presented like this. If I know a venue's got all these things and more, I'm more likely to go, right, okay, I can find the information really easily, and so can everybody else. That was the main thing that was coming out of a user testing experience. So you can tell how good the venue is by some of these some of these little circles might not even be full, so you think, right, okay, it's crap for wheelchair users, but it's brilliant for you to use the induction with. So you get it in an instant. The idea is to really try and turn it on its head and do something really visual. I've got some stills. Right. We sort of tried to come up with a mocked-up page. This is very, very early days for us, by the way. We're thinking really out of the box. I want to see things like the way you do geomapping so you can visualise the route. So one of the big things that they come up with, they said they want to know how to get to the parking from the venue and know it in real time. There's a new product in development called Hills Are Evil. And I really like the idea that you can work with other people who are doing great stuff, and it makes it more dynamic and creative and funky, and ticks all the boxes really. So they wanted to cover things like parking, trains, getting there, ticket prices, calculating the cost of your whole night out, knowing how good it is for particular events. For example, Footloose. It might not have audio description, but you know it's accessible for other disabilities. And then we're also looking at how we can change the search element of it so that you can really fine-tune it to what you need to look for, and it'll remember it. So back to presentation, so the sort of big thing for us when you're talking about the costing and the money and how it can have great potential, is you've got to really think out of the box. And it's about focusing. I've had to change my language. It's not about audiences, it's about customers. It's about clients. It's about the whole range of people that could actually get along and use this as a service. And the other side of it is what's the potential in terms of what I can make for Pesky people to go Genie sustainable in terms of their income. And, oops, should have gone back a bit. Okay. That's it. So we're really looking at things around the benefits to different sets of audience customers. We're really looking at what it means about finding info in one place that saves the time and effort. And also downloading access guides. Have your own tailor-made guide to go to a city just because it's not available in Lonely Planet or whatever. Really just try and make the best of what you've got out on the web, because one of the things that's really worrying is that only between 42 and 47% of disabled people are online, opposed to 75% of able-bodied people. And then you turn it on its head and look at the fact that we're worth £80 million a year in economic terms. And yet a quarter of the population can't use a business or service, whether it's online or physical. So there's been some, going back to the second slide with all these different people that showed it's really been contributing and supporting it. As a result of that, I've had real chance to really turn things around on its head, getting high growth business support from Business Link. I'm going to SXSW as part of the West Midlands Business Delegation. That wouldn't have happened if I hadn't had the dynamics of different people involved in giving me that sort of support. And I think that whole thing of being out of the box really makes a difference. The training that I got at the beginning with Anna and Steve, and really thinking about the different types of people you have to do together, that was so crucial. And having to do a 2-minute pitch, well, I've got to tune that down to 30 seconds to go to SW. Because I could be just standing in a lift or literally going in and out of the toilet, as I've been told. And you get that 2 seconds to say hello and tell somebody what you're doing. So what we're doing is really, the next step really is to go to SXW and just be able to show what the sort of journey through, I've forgotten the word now. It's just going to really show everything of what it can do, and I can just go whiz. I might end up having to buy an iPad at this rate for it. So, I think that's me.
Thank you, Alison. I love the Hills Are Evil with the sound of music. Next we go from the Go Genius of Go Genie to playing with playwriting.